Does your brain ever feel full? Not tired, not sleepy, just full. You sit down to do something important, and within a few minutes, you've checked your phone, opened another tab, thought about something else you need to do, then completely forgotten what you were working on in the first place. You walk into a room and forget why you went there. You read the same sentence 3 times. Someone asks you a simple question, and your mind goes blank. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. Millions of people feel like they're finding it harder to concentrate than they used to, harder to remember things, harder to make decisions, harder to stay focused. It's tempting to think you're becoming less disciplined, less motivated, or even less intelligent. But for most people, that's not what's happening. Your brain hasn't suddenly become worse. It's become overloaded. The human brain is incredible, but it was never designed to process information every waking minute of the day. Think about how your morning begins. Before you've even got out of bed, you check your phone. There are messages waiting, emails, news headlines, weather updates, videos, notifications. Without even noticing, your brain has already started making decisions. What should I reply to? What needs doing today? What have I missed? What should I read first? Your day hasn't really started, but your mind is already working overtime, and it rarely slows down after that. Every notification asks for your attention. Every conversation interrupts another thought. Every email pulls you away from whatever you were doing. Individually, they don't seem important. Together, they create something much bigger. Constant interruption. Most people believe they're good at multitasking, but what usually happens is something different. Your brain keeps switching, work, phone, back to work, message, back again, another notification. Every time you switch, your brain has to find its place again. It has to remember what you were thinking, what you were planning, what you were about to do. Imagine trying to read a book while somebody closes it every 30 seconds. Eventually, you'd stop enjoying the story, not because the book is bad, because your attention keeps getting interrupted. Your brain experiences something very similar. There's another problem we rarely think about. We're constantly consuming information, but almost never processing it. One video finishes and another starts. One article becomes the next. One podcast leads to another. There's always something new to watch, something new to read, something new to listen to. But your brain needs quiet moments to organize everything it has taken in. Without those moments, thoughts become crowded. That's one reason your clearest ideas often arrive while you're walking, driving, gardening, or standing in the shower. Those aren't magical places. They're simply some of the few moments where your brain isn't being interrupted. Another thing that fills your mind is unfinished thinking. Work you still need to do, bills you still need to pay, a conversation that didn't go well, something you forgot yesterday, plans for next week. Your brain keeps returning to those thoughts, even when you're trying to relax. It's a bit like leaving dozens of apps open on your phone. Each one uses a little power. None of them seems like a problem on its own. But eventually, everything starts slowing down. Then there's the habit that's quietly making all of this worse. Constant scrolling. Every swipe gives your brain something different. Something funny. Something shocking. Something emotional. Something exciting. Your attention jumps from one thing to another in seconds. Over time, your brain begins expecting that level of stimulation all the time. So when you sit down to read, study, work, or simply think, your mind keeps searching for something more interesting. Not because you're lazy, because it's been trained to expect constant novelty. The good news is that attention can be rebuilt. You don't need to disappear into the countryside. You don't need to throw your phone away. You just need to create more moments where your brain isn't reacting to something. Go for a walk without headphones. Eat one meal without a screen. Read for 20 minutes without checking your phone. Sit quietly with your thoughts. At first, it feels uncomfortable, almost boring, but that's often a sign your brain is beginning to slow down, and that's exactly what it needs. Over time, your focus becomes stronger. Your thoughts become clearer. You remember more. Simple decisions become easier. You stop feeling like your mind is constantly racing. So if you've been wondering why you can't think clearly anymore, don't assume something is wrong with you. Ask yourself a different question. When was the last time my brain experienced real quiet? Because clarity rarely comes from adding more information. It often comes from removing some of the noise. Your brain isn't broken. It isn't failing you. It may simply be asking for something modern life rarely gives it: space, silence, and the chance to think again.